The world of creativity is currently experiencing a significant transformation, one that many are watching with a mixture of excitement and apprehension. Generative artificial intelligence, or GenAI as it is commonly known, has stepped out of the realm of science fiction and firmly into our daily creative lives. These sophisticated algorithms are now capable of producing text, images, music, and even video with astonishing speed and, at times, remarkable quality. This development marks a pivotal moment, prompting us to reconsider the very nature of art, the role of the artist, and what it truly means to create something original in an age where machines can mimic human ingenuity so convincingly. The dialogue around GenAI is not just about technology, it's about our identity as creative beings. The arrival of GenAI tools has been swift and their impact widespread. Suddenly, complex creative tasks that once required years of dedicated training and practice seem accessible with just a few keystrokes or clicks. Think of composing a symphony, writing a screenplay, or designing a graphic. These pursuits were traditionally the domain of highly skilled individuals. Now, AI platforms offer shortcuts and assistance, democratizing creative expression in ways previously unimaginable. This technological leap forward presents both thrilling opportunities and profound challenges, forcing us to navigate a new landscape where human and artificial creativity increasingly intersect and sometimes collide, raising important questions about authorship and artistic value in this brave new world. This technological wave is not just a passing trend, it represents a fundamental shift in the creative industries. From professional artists and designers to hobbyists and curious newcomers, everyone is feeling the ripples of GenAI's growing capabilities. The tools are becoming more sophisticated by the day, learning from vast data sets of existing human creations to generate novel outputs. This rapid advancement means we are all on a steep learning curve, trying to understand how to best utilize these tools, what their ethical implications are, and how they will ultimately reshape our cultural and artistic expressions for generations to come. The future of creativity is being written in real time, line by algorithmic line. The conversation around GenAI is multifaceted, touching upon issues of originality, copyright, the future of creative professions, and crucially, the intrinsic joy of the creative process itself. As these tools become more integrated into our workflows and artistic endeavors, we must ask ourselves, what happens to the fun of making things when a machine can do it faster, and sometimes with a proficiency that rivals human effort? This question is central to understanding the human response to GenAI. It's not merely about the output, but about the experience of creation, the satisfaction of skill development, and the personal fulfillment derived from bringing something new into existence through our own efforts and imagination. The emergence of powerful GenAI tools has, unsurprisingly, elicited a wide spectrum of reactions from the creative community. For some, these tools are a source of inspiration, a new collaborator that can help overcome creative blocks, or a way to explore artistic avenues they previously lacked the technical skills for. They see AI as an assistant that can handle tedious tasks, freeing them up to focus on the more conceptual aspects of their work. This group views GenAI as an extension of the artist's toolkit, much like the invention of the camera change painting or synthesizers altered music production, opening up new possibilities rather than closing doors on established practices. However, a significant portion of artists and creators express deep concern and even fear. The 2023 Writers Guild of America strike, for instance, highlighted anxieties among screenwriters about AI's potential to devalue their skills and threaten their livelihoods. Similarly, many visual artists have voiced strong objections to AI models being trained on their copyrighted images without consent, leading to boycotts of platforms perceived as exploitative. These creators worry that GenAI could lead to a homogenization of art, a loss of authentic human expression, and a future where their hard-won expertise becomes obsolete, replaced by automated systems capable of churning out content on demand. The debate often boils down to whether GenAI is perceived as a tool or a replacement. Those who see it as a tool are more likely to embrace it, experimenting with its capabilities to enhance their own creative vision. They might use AI to generate initial ideas, create mock-ups quickly, or explore different stylistic variations. On the other hand, those who fear it as a replacement are concerned about the automation of creative roles, the potential for mass-produced, soulless art, and the erosion of the value placed on human skill and emotional depth in artistic endeavors. This dichotomy shapes the ongoing discussions about AI's rightful place in creative fields. Ultimately, the impact of GenAI on the fun and meaning derived from creative work is highly subjective and deeply personal. It depends on an individual's background, their definition of creativity, and their relationship with their chosen craft. For someone who has dedicated years to mastering a musical instrument, the ease with which an AI can generate a complex piece of music might feel dismissive of their effort. Conversely, someone who always longed to create but felt hampered by a lack of traditional skills might find AI tools incredibly liberating and enjoyable, finally allowing them to express their inner artistic voice. This personal context is key to understanding the varied emotional responses. Generative AI is not a monolithic entity. It encompasses a diverse array of tools, each tailored to different creative outputs. For instance, ChatGPT, developed by OpenAI, has become a household name for its ability to generate human-like text. Writers, marketers, students, and even programmers are using it to draft articles, create marketing copy, brainstorm ideas, or even write code. Its versatility in manipulating language has made it a ubiquitous presence in many professional and personal settings, sparking discussions about the future of writing and communication, and how we define authorship when collaborating with such a sophisticated language model. In the visual arts, tools like DALL-E, also from OpenAI, and Midjourney have captured the public imagination by transforming text prompts into stunning, complex images. Users can describe almost any scene or concept, and the AI will generate a visual representation, often with surprising creativity and artistic flair. This has opened up new avenues for concept artists, illustrators, and designers, allowing for rapid visualization of ideas. However, it has also raised significant concerns about copyright, as these models are trained on vast datasets of existing images, many of which are the work of human artists, prompting debates about fair use and artistic integrity in the digital age. The realm of music has also been touched by GenAI, with platforms like Suno enabling users to create original songs complete with vocals and instrumentation, simply by providing a text prompt describing the desired genre, mood, and lyrics. This allows individuals with no formal musical training to experiment with songwriting and music production, potentially democratizing an art form that often requires significant technical skill and resources. While some musicians see this as an exciting new tool for experimentation and collaboration, others worry about its potential to devalue musical expertise and flood the market with generic AI-generated tracks, thereby impacting the livelihoods of professional musicians. These examples, ChatGPT for text, DALL-E for images, and Suno for music, are just the tip of the iceberg. GenAI is rapidly evolving, with new tools and applications emerging constantly across various creative disciplines, including video generation, 3D modeling, and even game development. Each tool brings its own set of capabilities and challenges, pushing the boundaries of what we thought possible for machine-assisted creation. As these technologies become more powerful and accessible, their influence on the creative landscape will only continue to grow, forcing us to adapt and redefine our creative practices in response to this ongoing technological revolution. My personal exploration into the world of generative AI began with a sense of curiosity mixed with a touch of skepticism, particularly concerning music creation. In the fall of 2023, I decided to experiment with Suno, an AI music generation tool. The impetus came from a light-hearted, sarcastic comment made by a friend: "Who needs Paris when you have this?" I fed this phrase into Suno along with a few stylistic cues, and within minutes I had a complete song, surprisingly catchy and well-produced, titled "Who Needs Paris?" The experience was undeniably fun. There was a thrill in seeing my simple input transformed into a fully fledged musical piece so quickly and effortlessly. The initial amusement, however, soon gave way to more complex feelings when I shared the AI-generated song with my friend, who happens to be a professional musician. While I found the process entertaining and the result impressive for an AI, my friend's reaction was quite different. He expressed a sense of offense, not at the song itself, but at the sheer ease with which it was created. For him, who had dedicated years to honing his craft, mastering instruments and understanding music theory, the idea that a machine could produce something comparable with minimal human effort felt like a trivialization of his passion and hard work. This highlighted the deeply personal nature of creativity and effort. This experience underscored a crucial point. The fun in creative work is not a universal constant, especially when AI enters the equation. For me, as a non-musician, playing with Suno was a form of creative play, a low-stakes exploration that yielded a surprisingly delightful outcome. There was a sense of liberation in being able to create something musical without the usual barriers of skill or knowledge. The process was engaging precisely because it was easy and novel. It allowed me to participate in a creative act that would otherwise have been inaccessible to me, making it an enjoyable and stimulating experience. However, for my musician friend, the same ease that I found enjoyable represented a potential devaluation of the struggle and dedication inherent in his artistic practice. His joy in music creation is deeply intertwined with the challenges overcome, the skills acquired, and the personal expression poured into every note. The AI's efficiency in this context didn't add to the fun. It seemed to sidestep the very aspects that made music meaningful for him. This personal encounter brought the theoretical discussions about AI and creativity into sharp, practical focus, illustrating the different ways in which these tools can be perceived depending on one's existing relationship with the creative process. Section 5. The beginner's boost versus the expert's existential crisis. One of the most significant impacts of generative AI on the creative process lies in how it differentially affects individuals based on their existing skill levels and creative identities. For beginners or those who have long felt artistically inhibited, GenAI tools can be incredibly empowering. They effectively lower the barrier to entry, allowing individuals to bypass the often steep learning curves associated with traditional creative disciplines. Someone who dreams of writing a novel but struggles with prose, or an aspiring artist daunted by the technicalities of painting, can now use AI as a collaborator or assistant to bring their visions to life, fostering a sense of accomplishment. This accessibility can make creative play more enjoyable and less intimidating for novices. The fear of failure, which often stifles early creative attempts, is significantly reduced when an AI can help refine ideas, generate drafts, or provide visual inspiration. This can lead to increased experimentation and exploration, fostering a newfound confidence in one's creative abilities. The fun for these users often comes from this sense of newfound capability and the excitement of seeing their ideas materialize with relative ease. GenAI can act as a supportive guide, encouraging engagement and making the initial stages of creative exploration more rewarding and less frustrating. Conversely, for experts or individuals who strongly identify as creators through years of dedicated practice, GenAI can present a more complex, sometimes unsettling challenge. The very effort and struggle that these individuals have come to associate with the joy and meaning of their craft might feel diminished or even rendered redundant by AI's capabilities. When a machine can replicate styles or generate complex works in a fraction of the time it took them to learn and master, it can lead to feelings of frustration, a sense of their skills being devalued, or even an existential questioning of their artistic identity and purpose in a changing landscape. The craft itself, honed over countless hours of practice, risks feeling mechanized or trivialized when AI can achieve similar outcomes with seemingly little effort. For these experienced creators, the joy of creation is often intertwined with the mastery of difficult techniques, the deep engagement with materials, and the personal journey of skill acquisition. If AI bypasses this struggle, it might inadvertently strip away some of the profound satisfaction and sense of accomplishment that comes from overcoming creative challenges through personal endeavor. This divergence in experience highlights the complex psychological impact of AI on different segments of the creative population. Section 6. Finding Flow, the psychology of fun, competence, and challenge with AI. The subjective experience of fun in any activity, including creative work, can be understood through established psychological principles. One of the most relevant is Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi's concept of flow. Flow describes a state of complete absorption in an activity, where individuals feel energized, focused, and derive immense enjoyment from the process itself. This optimal experience typically occurs when there is a delicate balance between the challenge of the task and the individual's perceived competence or skill level. If a task is too easy, it leads to boredom. If it's too difficult, it results in anxiety or frustration. Generative AI tools fundamentally alter this balance between competence and challenge. By design, they make many complex creative tasks significantly easier. For someone with low perceived competence in a particular creative area, AI can elevate their capabilities, bringing challenging tasks within reach and potentially facilitating a state of flow that was previously unattainable. This is where the fun can be greatly enhanced for beginners, as they experience the satisfaction of creating something meaningful without overwhelming difficulty. AI acts as a scaffold, allowing them to engage with challenges that align with their AI-augmented competence. However, for seasoned creators who have already achieved a high level of competence through years of practice, AI's simplification of tasks can disrupt their existing flow channels. If the challenge is drastically reduced by AI assistance, the activity might no longer be engaging enough to induce flow, potentially leading to a sense of boredom or a feeling that the process is less meaningful. The joy derived from surmounting significant obstacles and applying hard-won skills can diminish if the AI handles too much of the complexity. The once optimal balance is skewed, and the creative endeavor might feel less rewarding as a result. My own research defines fun as an experience involving a sense of liberation, exploration, and deep engagement with a pleasurable activity. GenAI has the potential to both enhance and flatten these aspects. It can be liberating for those constrained by skill, allowing exploration of new creative territories. Yet for others, if the engagement shifts from active, effortful creation to passive prompting or editing of AI outputs, the depth of that engagement and consequently the richness of the fun might be compromised. The key lies in how individuals interact with these tools and whether they can maintain that crucial personalized balance of challenge and competence. Section 7. Echoes of the Past. AI panic and the Internet revolution parallel. The current anxieties and excitement surrounding generative AI bear a striking resemblance to historical reactions to other transformative technologies. One prominent parallel is the emergence of the Internet in the 1990s. Back then, widespread panic and skepticism were common. Many people struggled to envision how this new technology would integrate into daily life, with some critics dismissing it as a fad or a tool for niche communities only. Concerns were raised about information overload, the spread of misinformation, the decline of traditional media, and the potential for social isolation, much like the concerns we hear today about AI's impact on creativity and employment. A now famous 1995 article by Clifford Stoll, for instance, famously predicted that the Internet would fail to deliver on its promises, arguing that online shopping would flop and that the lack of a human editor would lead to a deluge of unverified information. While some of his concerns about information quality were prescient, the article vastly underestimated the Internet's transformative power and its eventual ubiquity. Today, it's almost impossible to imagine our world without the Internet. It has fundamentally reshaped communication, commerce, education, and indeed creativity itself, despite the initial fears and uncertainties that surrounded its widespread adoption. Just as the Internet did not destroy society, but rather reshaped it in profound ways, it is likely that GenAI will follow a similar trajectory. The initial phase of disruption, characterized by fear and uncertainty, will gradually give way to adaptation and integration. People and industries will learn to work with these new tools, discovering novel applications and developing new skills. The dire predictions of jobs disappearing entirely may prove to be exaggerated as roles evolve and new types of creative work emerge that leverage AI's capabilities, focusing perhaps more on ideation, curation, and human-AI collaboration. The lesson from the Internet's rise and other technological shifts, like the invention of photography or the synthesizer in music, is that human creativity is remarkably resilient, and adaptable. We tend to find new ways to express ourselves and derive meaning, even when the tools change dramatically. The panic surrounding GenAI, while understandable, may overlook our inherent capacity to innovate and redefine what we value. Instead of simply replacing human creativity, AI might catalyze new forms of it, pushing us to explore different modes of expression and find new sources of creative joy in collaboration with these intelligent machines. Section 8. The human element: co-creation, self-efficacy, and redefining meaning. Amidst the discussions about AI's capabilities, the human element in creativity remains paramount. Recent research sheds light on how our interaction with AI can significantly shape our experience and sense of fulfillment. A 2024 study by Maguire, de Cremer, and van der Kruijs, published in, found that individuals who engaged with AI as co-creators, actively making something alongside the AI, reported significantly higher levels of creative self-efficacy compared to those who merely edited AI-generated work. This suggests that active participation and a sense of partnership with the technology are crucial for a positive psychological outcome. This concept of co-creation is vital for preserving and even enhancing the joy in the creative process when using AI, when individuals feel they are genuinely collaborating with the AI, contributing their unique insights, guiding the process, and making significant creative decisions. The experience is more likely to be engaging and fun. It shifts the dynamic from passively receiving an AI's output to actively shaping it. This active role helps maintain a sense of agency and ownership over the creative work, which is fundamental to creative satisfaction and the development of self-belief in one's abilities. The joy of creativity has traditionally been linked with effort, personal investment, and the intimate connection an artist feels with their medium, be it the writer's ritual of contemplation, the painter's physical interaction with canvas and paint, or the musician's tactile relationship with an instrument. GenAI often appears to bypass this struggle or deep, embodied engagement. However, by framing AI as a co-creative partner, individuals can still find avenues for meaningful effort, perhaps by focusing on sophisticated prompting, intricate curation of AI outputs, or the innovative blending of AI-generated elements with traditional techniques. Ultimately, as GenAI becomes more integrated into creative workflows, we will likely adapt by rethinking what aspects of the creative process are most meaningful and enjoyable to us. The focus might shift from the purely technical execution, which AI can increasingly handle, to other areas like conceptualization, emotional expression, storytelling, and the unique human perspective that an AI cannot truly replicate. The meaning and fun may be found in new activities such as remixing, curating, and discovering novel ways to collaborate with these intelligent machines, forging a new kind of creative partnership that honors both human ingenuity and technological advancement. Section 9. The Evolving Canvas, a balanced view on GenAI and creative joy. So, is generative AI truly killing the joy of art? As we've explored, the answer is not a simple yes or no. Instead, it's a nuanced "it depends." The impact of GenAI on the fun element in creative work is deeply subjective, varying significantly from person to person and depending on their existing relationship with creativity, their skill level, and how they choose to engage with these powerful new tools. For some, AI can indeed diminish the joy associated with the traditional, often arduous, creative process. The satisfaction derived from hard-won skill and solitary struggle might feel lessened. For those who value the slow, deliberate craft and the mastery of specific techniques, the efficiency of AI can make the creative act feel less personal and perhaps less meaningful. The very characteristics that make GenAI appealing to some, its speed and ease of use, can be the same factors that detract from the enjoyment for others, who find fulfillment in the journey of creation itself. With all its inherent challenges and imperfections, there is a legitimate concern that an over-reliance on AI could lead to a de-skilling or a homogenization of artistic expression if not thoughtfully managed by the creative community. However, for many others, GenAI is opening up exciting new avenues for creative expression and enjoyment. It can be a fantastic equalizer, empowering individuals who previously felt hindered by a lack of technical skill or formal training. For these users, AI tools can unlock a world of creative play, experimentation, and self-discovery, making the process more accessible, less intimidating, and ultimately more fun. The ability to quickly visualize ideas, generate diverse options, or co-create with an intelligent system can be incredibly stimulating and rewarding, leading to newfound creative confidence and joy. Ultimately, like many technological advancements before it, GenAI is a tool, and its impact on creative joy will largely depend on how we choose to wield it. It is reshaping the creative landscape, challenging our definitions of art and artistry, but it doesn't necessarily have to diminish the fun. By fostering a mindset of co-creation, by focusing on the unique human contributions of vision and emotion, and by adapting our expectations, we can find new ways to engage with these technologies that preserve and perhaps even expand the joy of making things. The canvas of creativity is evolving, and it's up to us to paint its future with both human passion and intelligent tools.